The National Economic Development Authority, or NEDA, sees enormous opportunity for Filipino consultants not just in the country, but in the region, beginning with the updated Philippine Development Plan.
We decided that we have to have a hard look at infrastructure. So the revalidated plan talks about sustaining growth that is inclusive and that would create job opportunities to the vast Filipinos. Having said that, the plan in its articulation has been translated to a public investment program para sa mga mamamayan. This means investment to the tune of 2.4 trillion pesos over the period 2011-2016, but the same figure can be cited for the updated public investment program. Infrastructure alone would account for 50% of that amount. So that's huge, no? But it's not just about spending on infrastructure. It's ensuring the quality, adequacy, and accessibility of infrastructure and services. So this means that it's not just getting public works do something here or there, but really having good roadmaps. And therefore, a departure from the past of having specific projects here and there, where the creation or formulation of roadmaps in transportation, flood control, drainage, power sector, and the likes. The NEDA board, for instance, in June this year, approved the roadmap for transportation for Metro Manila and its adjoining regions like Central Luzon, Calabarzon area. This is to ensure that there is connectivity and congruence in both transport, whether public works or DOTC, and the whole metropolitan area development. A very good example here is we now have in that dream plan the various urban rails, and I guess we all know what the Line 1 extension to Cavite would be involved. We have also the MRT-7, which is just about to start, connecting North Avenue to through Commonwealth to Bulacan. We also have in this roadmap BRT for Manila, bus rapid transit, which would be a very economic way of transporting passengers, as sufficient as other urban rail systems may be. In addition to the roadmap for Metro Manila transport, we also have approved in the NEDA board the flood control program up to the year 2035. As we all experienced the past days, sudden downpour would bring Manila to a standstill. So to improve productivity of Metro Manila, we not only need to have transportation, but also flood control and drainage. So that alone would span up to the year 2035. And initially, the NEDA board had approved 5 billion to unclog waterways such as Pasig Marikina, May Kawayan, parts of Las Peñas. This eventually would address what JICA had said is a 2.4 billion pesos a day cost of congestion in Metro Manila, the traffic alone. So beyond Metro Manila, because people say we are so Metro Manila centric, we can actually move over to the rest of the country with the World Bank assisting us in a transport roadmap as well for the rest of the country. And this takes off also substantially from a Mindanao logistics study. As you know, Mindanao is the focus not only because of the peace agreement, but also because of the vast opportunities in Mindanao. So you have a system of logistics enabled development, which would include transport, land, seaport, and airport. Noteworthy also is the initiative to have convergence among different agencies beyond roadmaps. An example, when you promote inclusive growth, is you are really focusing on very specific areas of the country. And tourism is very area-oriented, specific. So Public Works and the Department of Tourism have joined hands in identifying major airports that are tourist destination in the country, so that you have the roads leading to the airports, so there's access of tourists as they move around in the tourism area. So that's in place, and it's fully budgeted and actually delivering results. And we could count on the improvement of not only the Mactan Airport terminal or Puerto Princesa terminal, but even smaller airports as in Naga and Calibo, of course, will be added to that, and other parts of the country. A very clear example of what government will be doing, and in fact, we expect the Department of Transportation and Communication to submit its proposal to NEDA within the year, is the revival of the Main Line and North Line South, the so-called Integrated Luzon Railway project. I believe it's about 500 kilometers south and then 300 kilometers north. And this will be complemented by the revival of the commuter line. Initially, it would span Tutuban and Malolos, Bulacan. Eventually, it would go over up to Calamba and eventually to Clark. So you will go back in the updated plan. We said infrastructure should support improving the competitiveness of agriculture, industry, and services sector.
One of the main changes that NEDA hopes the government achieves will be alignment of the programs of its agencies.
A very classic example that we're doing now is when you talk about the improvement of NAIA 1, 2, and 3, and yet you have a bottleneck going to the airports, we had to build the NAIA 2 expressway, now on its second phase. So by having a roadmap, you enable agencies under the oversight of the NEDA Infrastructure Committee to work along the same program. So this is what you call effective coordination, synergy, and synchronization with respect to the time frame. Nowadays, LGUs have started to look at various reclamation projects for Manila Bay, and there are very serious implications of unguided development. You have a good zoning ordinance. MMDA is trying its best to provide for a sensible development. And yet, when you have a bay to reclaim without a clear roadmap, because it's not just one agency responsible for that, infrastructure agencies as well as LGUs will have to be involved. So we need to come up with a roadmap. So the philosophy behind the roadmap is everyone is on the same page.
Given how competitive the consultancy scenario will be beginning 2015, NEDA sees tremendous opportunities for Filipino consultants, especially if they work together.
So we have a 400 million peso FS fund for this year, where we're given assurance that as we use up this FS fund, the Department of Budget and Management will provide for additional resources for us. So FS fund is good for consultants because you really employ engaged experts. Beyond the feasibility studies fund, we have also introduced the value engineering, value analysis fund that would ensure that the projects are not only well prepared, but you really are getting the best choice in terms of efficiency, cost effectiveness, and the best option, or giving the decision makers option. Again, as in the feasibility studies fund, I guess the term value engineering, value analysis can intimidate many local consultants, especially this is a new thing for us, only happening in the last 2 years. So we need to educate or inform them about what it entails, or perhaps they could band themselves together so that they are able to provide for the best proposal, meaning a best team to come forward and come up with a proposal. So beyond this project development and value engineering fund, we also have in the PPP, to promote PPP, a project development monitoring fund. While I would agree that some firms have been pre-selected to qualify, this does not bar local consultants from joining this pre-identified panel of firms. The commitment of government is we put money where our mouth is. So in the Monitoring and Evaluation Fund, our Philippine Institute of Development Studies is carrying out impact studies with a budget initially of 400 million. And for NEDA itself, we have a proposal for 2015 and likely to be given, because it has passed plenary in Congress, another 200 million for M&E. And this will entail a lot of expertise, and many of them are members of COFILCO. and the likes. So having said that, I think opportunities are there, and we'd like to see the private sector, particularly the experts, our local experts, who are also international experts for that matter, participate in the process of development so that we could achieve the goals of the development plan.